Hello guys, welcome back to the No More Trauma Yoga and Pilates studio where we practice yoga and Pilates for trauma recovery. We'll be using the mini ball today, or you can use a block, whatever feels comfortable. Working on our balance, emotional and physical balance, to release any stagnation after grief or personal setbacks. So grab your block or your mini ball and we'll get started with our warm-up. Coming to the top of the mat, just take a nice gentle stretch, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, bringing heart center. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're practicing, rolling the shoulders back, palms down by your side. Beautiful. Inhale, reach arms up. And exhale, hands heart center. So good. Coming to your intention. And palms down by your side. And inhale, reach arms up overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Just taking these beautiful gentle stretches before we start to really warm up. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Beautiful, release the neck. Feel free to sway side to side, get some movement in there, maybe bending the knees. So good. And straighten the legs, planting the hands, and maybe bending again, noticing that stretch maybe in the glutes and the hamstrings, waking up the legs. And we bend again, taking the arms opposite elbows behind the legs, right? Notice the stretch in the back and gently release. And bending in the legs, and we'll roll all the way up. Crown of the head is the last to come up, rolling the shoulders back. Beautiful. And we'll begin. So inhale, reach arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs, plant the hands, flat back, gently lift. And slowly plant the hands, we'll step back, right? And we'll gently lower down, lowering the knees, untuck the toes, chest, and slowly peel up to our baby cobra, keeping the elbows bent. And slowly lowering down, tucking the toes as we work our way into downward facing dog, pressing ourselves up, tailbone up. Taking the gaze towards the top of the thighs or the belly, bending in the legs. Beautiful. Coming onto the tippy toes, maybe you lower, holding a bit. Beautiful. And slowly walking the soles towards the hands, dangling the palms. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Ooh, so good. Beautiful. Exhale, hands down, heart center. Okay, we'll walk to the top of the mat and we'll get started again. So inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Release the neck. Inhale, flat back, opening up the collarbone. Exhale, plant. Gently step back. Okay. Slowly lowering down to the knees. Beautiful. Chin, chest. Untuck the toes, baby cobra as we lift. And tucking the toes, pressing ourselves back into a lovely downward facing dog. Heels don't have to touch the earth, okay? It's okay if they're still lifted, right? And slowly lifting onto the toes and walking towards the hands. Oh, this feels so yummy. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hands heart center. Beautiful. And walking towards the top of the mat. And we'll get started. Nice little warm up. All right, so reaching for your mini ball. I love the mini ball. So we're just going to place it in between the thighs here, so above the knee, okay? Once you find a gentle movement here, or a gentle position with the ball. And we're going to start on our squats. So inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, come up. Inhale, squat, and come up. Noticing that resistance in between the thighs. I'll turn to the side so you can see me a bit. So send it up for 3 and lower down. And up for 4 and yes. So lowering and then up, excuse me. Sorry if I confused you. All right, and so option to take the palms, clasp them behind the head for 5 and 4. Oh my goodness, feel that resistance. If you're using a block, you may not feel much of a resistance, but see if you can draw your awareness just to that inner thigh, holding that block there, right? So beautiful. And 2 more for 2 and 1. Keeping the spine long. Perfect. All right, so we'll take a gentle break. Just notice what you feel if you release the ball from in between the thighs or you release the block. You know, we're drawing that awareness in between the thighs. And we're working the glutes, we're working the legs, we're working on balance even. And so if you want to join me here, we'll go right into our double. Okay, so we'll do the second round. So if you want to join me here, you can lift off of the heels. Oh my goodness. And keep the heels lifted for 2. Come to standing. And 3. Come to standing. And 4. You're doing great. Right? We're stabilizing the mind here, right? So if you're working through grief, you're working through, some stagnant energy, and you're just saying, oh my gosh, I just need to get through the day, working on myself, whatever that looks like. Maybe your shadow side, maybe, some personal things you're working through, whatever that is. I find it's a great place to work through them on the mat. Beautiful job. All right, release the ball. I'm yawning, still waking up. All right, coming all the way down. We're going to work the arms here. So we're going to remain on the knees. So again, use a blanket. All right, squeezing the ball. We're going to extend the ball overhead. Bring it back through center. Extend it down. And overhead. And squeeze it down. Of course, you don't really have to squeeze if you're using a block. I'm going to turn to the side here, coming onto my knees. You option to join me. Okay. If you're using a ball, I underestimate this workout every time I see it. And then I do it and I'm like, oh my goodness. My arms are so sore. Okay. And above the head. Exhale, lower. Inhale, down. Exhale. So, inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, down. Exhale, back to center. And up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Working that heart space, the chest, the biceps, triceps. Everything's working here. Beautiful. Up. Make sure you're breathing. Exhale. And lower. Oh my goodness. I look at that ball and I'm like, how is that even possible? Still yawning, still waking up today. All right, we'll go into the second round. All right, so coming onto the knees. So inhale up for 1. Bring it down to center and lower. Back up for 2. And down. Heart center. And up for 3. And lower. Up for 4. Working the shoulders, the deltoids. Okay. And halfway there. You're doing good. If you're using the block, that blocky, also holds some weight. So really strengthening there. Squeezing the mini ball. At this point, I'm like, how am I continuing? Beautiful. Wait, one more. So up, center, and lower. Okay, maybe two more. And lower, after center. All right, three more. Now I'm just not counting. I hope you're keeping count for us. Alright, and lower down. Oh my gosh. Never underestimate. Alright, so, alright, so now we're coming down to the knees and placing the ball behind the knee, okay? We're just going to work the glutes here. So we're going to lift and draw the knee to elbow. So pulse it back and knee to elbow. Send it up for 3 and knee to elbow. Working glutes. We're grounding here. So if we ever feel stuck, stagnant on our journey, right? Needing some stability, we're even working the stability here. So there's focus happening, right? Making sure that we're not toppling over. Make sure we're not arching the spine. Do your best by keeping the spine neutral. Send it up. Make sure you're breathing. So inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Stand up. Knee to elbow. Beautiful. We'll take a breath here. As we slowly come up. Letting some things go. Noticing if anything's coming up in any of these movements. Okay. Alright, so join me on the other side as we place the ball underneath that right leg. So go ahead, inhale, lift. Right, and to elbow. So a little bit of the pulsing and the fire hydrant there, or in our 5 points kneeling, 4 points kneeling. So up, knee to elbow, squeezing. Noticing what's working here, bringing awareness to the hamstrings, to the calf muscle, to the elbow. And breathing, trying not to rush through the movements. Beautiful. Release the ball, slowly rolling up. Just taking a moment to breathe. Giving yourself grace. Exhale, we'll move right into the double. So right into the next movement, placing the ball back behind that left leg. Coming down to the elbows. Okay, be gentle, watch your alignment. All right, lift as you inhale. Exhale to elbow. Lift for 2. And elbow. Lift for 3. Elbow. Always remember the magic number is 10. And the elbow. Alright, we're halfway there. Okay, make sure you're not rushing yourself. Take your time. We'll slowly begin to take it on the other side. and I'll meet you there. 4, 10, 9, and 8, and 7. You can always start to examine what feels different from the other side, watching that low spine, that sacral area. And lifting, usually that second round starts to feel a little intense. Feel free to take a break if you need to. And lowering down, releasing the ball. You may start to feel the spice now. The warmth, the heat. So slowly making our way down to the belly. Simply untuck the toes as we practice our swan roll-ups here. So using the ball, okay, so pressing the ball as we lift for 1. Using the ball to glide back towards you. Lift for 2. Okay. Pelvis pressed into the earth for 3. Okay, working the hamstrings, the glutes, the low back. We're stimulating that energy there. Peeling up for 5. Beautiful. Exhale on the way down. Inhale on the way up for 6. Beautiful. And inhale, lift for 7. Inhale, lift for 8. And inhale, lift for 9. Noticing the strengthening in the arms as we use the ball to glide us up. And 10. Just kidding, 1 more. Okay, and another. Thank you for counting for both of us. And of course, if you do a bonus, even better. All right, just take a moment to breathe. Maybe resting on the ball. All right, so we'll begin to move into our next round. I do have to admit, this is one of my favorite exercise. And so we're going to take the ball back behind us and lift for 2. And say, Tanya, you didn't warn me. And lift for 3. And lift for 4. Keeping the body working here on its toes, focusing. Right? Halfway there. And switch the movement of the ball, add some adventure in this little movement. So belly pressed into the mat, pelvis pressed into the mat. Right? You may lift the toes slightly off of the mat and slowly come down. To add some little fun in there. All right, so working our way to our backs. Okay, I'm gonna work that core just a little bit more. So reaching the ball up overhead, and you're gonna lift the legs, right? So like little sit-ups here, and options to draw the knees into chest, or if you want to draw the legs up. Okay, so you have some options here, whatever works. So really extending the entire body, working the core and sending the ball back behind the thighs. Okay, breathing. So inhale and lower. Beautiful, soles down. Resting, coming back to your intention, right? Releasing any stagnant energy, releasing any grief, coming back to physical and emotional stability. So bringing the ball, placing it in between the knees, and we're going to extend the legs out, okay? So option to place the palms at the waist and extend the legs. So extend the legs overhead, okay? And send it out. Soles up to the sky. Option to place the palms back behind the crown of the head. Extend the legs up. Using that lower abdomen to work the legs as you extend and send it to the sky. Bringing the awareness, just like we started in the beginning, we brought the awareness in between the thighs as we place the mini ball in between the thighs. If you're using a block, that's fine. You can still bring that awareness there, right? There's still a little bit of that squeezing sensation, right? Working the inner thighs and lower down. So good. You can release the ball or block, extend the legs, and rest the palms. So we just take a moment to ground, come back to ourselves. Exhale, just let it go. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. Just let everything just fall onto the mat. Beautiful. Extend the arms overhead, flexing the toes, full body stretch. And slowly roll up. And rolling to the toes, take a nice little bend. Staff pose. All right. Slowly, we'll begin to close out this practice. Nice little juicy way to start the day if you're pressed for time. You can always do this as much as you like. Coming back to this sequence or series. Grab water if you need to. Beautiful. We're going to inhale, sweep the left palm up, stretching over to the right side. Oh, so good. Beautiful. Release it down. And inhale, sweeping that right arm up, reaching over to the left. Exhale. Beautiful. Release it down. Just letting some things go, releasing it all. Perfect. Go ahead, sweep arms up overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Oh my goodness, so good. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Feel free to subscribe, live abundantly, love your authenticity, and radiate organic happiness. But most importantly, live a life of no more trauma. Namaste. See you back soon. Bye.